welcome back to another week of A Very Nice Day with Kelly Grace May. I am seated for a solo episode, and I was just talking to Remy, the producer, about how hard it is sometimes to do solo episodes if you're not in the right headspace. So I'm trying something new, and I'm here Monday morning, 9:30 a.m., freshly caffeinated, and we're going to see if my brain is working better because it's hard to carry a mic for a full hour of recording if you're not in tip-top shape, in tip-top form mentally. And that's how I felt the last 2 times that I came in here. So we're going to just trial and error, see what's working, see what's not working for my brain. But I have a feeling that this is going to be a good kind of flow for me, which we'll talk more about this later in the episode. But I'm trying to find more structure and more continuity in my life and my schedule in this new realm of career of, I have to work on not hating this word so much, but being an influencer, content creator, whatever it is you want to call it. I love this podcast because I don't make $1 from it as of now. I mean, fingers crossed that won't be forever, but I don't make a single dollar from this. I spend a ton of money on it, and it's something that I love doing and I like showing up for because the only person that's making me do it is me. There is no brand deal deadline that I have to adhere to. This is just me and myself wanting to do something. I have always wanted to do it, always wanted to have a podcast. Tried to do it myself and it wasn't working. So I outsourced and I took a bet on myself, and I've been putting money into it, and I'm just really proud of myself that I continue to show up for it. So that's just a little tangent on the podcast. But we have a lot to discuss today because I went to the Eras tour. My sister had a baby. There's a lot going on. I have a lot of thoughts, and I took notes to keep myself on track because I also realized that I can't just show up here and free ball for an hour and expect myself to stay focused. So we have some notes today. So we'll start off with a little weekend recap because it hits the first point, which is my sister had a baby. Mom and baby are doing so well. She was born on October 22nd. It's a girl, which is insane. When Morgan called me from the hospital, I literally dropped my phone when her husband panned the camera and the baby had a pink hat on. I was like, what are you talking about? Because we were so positive it was a boy. From the way that she was carrying to everyone else's consensus, everyone around her was like, it is a boy. It was just giving boy vibes. Even what do they call it? The sonogram? The little pictures of the baby in the belly. It looked like a boy. The face, everything. You could almost kind of see a penis. I was like, this is a boy. Everyone thought it was a boy. So the fact that that it is a girl is astonishing. I was so shocked. Morgan was so shocked. Everyone was so shocked. Her name is Cameron, and she is perfect. Of course, Chase and Cooper, my niece and nephew, they're literally perfect specimens. They look like they were AI generated. They are so beautiful and so perfect. And when I held them for the first time, I was like, oh my God, what are these little magnificent creatures? But there was something about holding Cameron that I can't even explain. And no one prepares you for becoming an auntie because yes, it's cool. It's my sister became a mother. That's amazing. But the way that you feel connected to, or at least I do, feel connected to these kids and such a sense of responsibility and care for them, and they're not my children. It's a really eye-opening experience and something that I'm so grateful for because, I'm not close to having a kid. Maybe I guess I am. I'm going to be 30 in March, and that's when I have decided that I can even consider thinking about it. And when I actually want to do that, which is a whole other separate conversation about are you ever really ready? When do you know that it's time? I don't know. Being an auntie has prepared me, I think, a little bit for becoming a mom myself and just showing me how your heart grows in size every time a new one comes. Because even Chase, who was the first, I was like, how do you love something more than this, or like equal amount to this? You know what I mean? And then Cooper came along and you love them just as much. And like each one is so special and they have their own personalities, and it's just the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing to watch my sister become a mom. It's the coolest thing to be an aunt and just loving these kids. But I think I felt so connected to Cameron because she's the last of the kids. Like, she's the baby. They're definitely going to be done after this. I actually thought if it was a boy that they would probably not be done, because Morgan and her role as big sister is such like a core pillar of her life and her identity. And I think she wanted to give Chase a little sister so badly, to like give her, you know, this experience of like being a big sister and having a little sister, because it's something that it's played such a big role in her life. So I thought that they would probably have a fourth if it was a boy. But I just felt so connected to her because like she's the last one. She's the baby of the family, and she's a little girl, and she's just so perfect. I've never seen a creature so perfect in my entire life. Andy came later in the weekend. I had like such a beautiful suburban weekend. I got there on Friday, which having a car has changed my life because it was so difficult every time we wanted to go back to Jersey. And if you don't know, I moved from San Francisco to Brooklyn because I wanted to be closer to family, because my sister started having kids and I was like, I'm obsessed with these things, so I got to be close to them. Like, I need them to know who I am. I need them to know Aunt Kelly. So we moved to Brooklyn, but every time we wanted to go to Jersey, it was such an ordeal. We would have to like pack everything up, call an Uber pet, because we had to bring Sunny with us, obviously. And it was just like this whole situation, getting in the Uber with Sunny. It was a headache. So having a car has fully like changed my life and made it so much easier to just be like, all right, we're getting in the car and going to Jersey. And so my sister called me on Friday. I was going to originally go to the suburbs on Saturday after Andy did his last long run before the marathon. And my sister called me and she was like, can you just come today? Like, I kind of need you to be here. And so obviously I was like, I'm on my way, say less. And I just had such a nice suburban weekend. I got there on Friday. I went and I met Cameron, had such a nice snuggle with her. I was holding her for like 2 hours and I didn't even realize that 2 hours had gone by. She was just so small. She's 7 pounds. She's laying on my chest. I'm just like on my phone staring at her. It was so nice. And then I hung out with my mom a little on Friday night, and I woke up Saturday morning. I went to a hot yoga class, and it was just all moms, like exclusively moms and me. And it was so nice. I also was like, I need to start doing yoga again, because I forget how good it feels to just not have your phone, be in like a heated space with your thoughts. You're like connecting mind to body in a way that is very unique to yoga, I believe. Like, I love weightlifting. That's my current workout routine, is I have a trainer twice a week, which I'm actually going to also talk about later. But so I went to this yoga class. I got a Dunkin', I got a bagel, and then I went to Home Goods. And let me tell you, there is just something to be said for a suburban Home Goods blackout. I fully blacked out. I've been losing track of time a lot lately, like I just said, but I was in there for an hour and 20 minutes. I got the most random shit. You really have to focus when you're there. There's so many aisles. There's so many things. There's so many clearance sections. There's so many things that are $3 that in your mind make so much sense to purchase, but actually don't make any sense at all. And that was me. So $440 later, we left Home Goods. I have to show this. I got this water bottle, this bedazzled water bottle that is now my entire personality. Best $19.99 I've ever spent in my life. And obviously I went to my sister's house right after, and Chase was like, I need that. So I had to find one on Amazon for her. Another thing they don't tell you about being an aunt is that you will spend a lot of money on kids that aren't your own. But it's fine. Also on Friday, when I got to the suburbs and I met Cameron, Morgan was like, can you take Chase to gymnastics? And I was like, for sure. So me and Chase went to her room. We put on a leotard, and then we got on our merry little way. I put her in the car seat. We went to gymnastics, which is actually crazy because It's the same exact establishment that I did gymnastics when I was a kid, and nothing about it has changed. Like every single thing about it is the same, to the point where when I was watching her class, it was like 40 minutes. I looked out because it's like plexiglass, like whatever, like a window into the class, and I literally saw the exact same trampoline where I did my first back handspring. Like that's how the same it is. It's in the same exact location. I was like having flashbacks of childhood memories. It was wild. So that was a lot of fun. I love the suburbs. And I've talked about this a little bit before on TikTok. I don't think on the podcast, but Andy and I are like 99.9% positive that we are going to buy my childhood home, my mom's house where she still lives. It's the house that I grew up in and lived in my entire life. And it's not, people keep saying to me, they're like, oh, that's so sweet. Is it like to preserve childhood memories? It probably brings back so many good memories. You're going to like keep that alive. And it's so funny. And I spit out my drink every time someone says that to me because I love my parents. They're amazing. But like, I do not have good childhood memories in that house at all. If anything, I have like a lot of bad traumatic childhood memories from that house. However, it is a really good financial investment. It is a very big house. It's actually arguably too much house, to the point where I said to Andy, I was like, should we like knock some of it down and make it smaller? It's a lot of house, but it's on like a massive property. It's very close to the school that I grew up going to, kindergarten through 8th grade, which I also feel like is really unique, like a kindergarten through 8th grade situation. It's a 2-minute walk. So it's just, for a lot of reasons, a very good financial decision. But the reason I say we're 99.9% positive is also because I'm a little superstitious and I don't like to say things until they actually have come to life, because I get evil eye, like scared of the evil eye thing. But I should say it with more confidence because I'm pretty positive that we're going to do it. But it is a labor of love and it requires a lot of work. Like we need to do a lot of renovations. We need to do a lot of work to this house in order to make it the kind of house that we want to live in. But I'm willing to do it, especially because I go on Zillow all the time, and like the kind of house that I would want to live in is just, they're so expensive, and then they have no backyard and the property taxes are insane. And so for every reason I find not to take on the intensive labor that is going to be required to live in Bobby's house, I find 10 reasons to do the work that is required to live in Bobby's house. So every time I go there now, I'm like looking at everything with like a more critical lens and trying to think of ideas. And this weekend I made a lot of progress. Like I got a Pinterest board basically for every room. I made one and I was like, okay, what are we going to do with this room? What are we going to do with that room? But there's so much that has to be done. So I can't just do it all myself, or, you know, think that like I'm going to come up with some streamlined concept for every room of the house and make it cohesive. Like that is not something I'm capable of. We need to like hire an interior decorator, a designer. We met with a contractor. We're meeting with someone this week to do the floors. Like there's a lot that needs to be done, but I'm just trying to remind myself that it's the right decision. I know it's the right decision, but because it's so much work, it's a little overwhelming, and that's okay. So we're just taking the mindset of little by little, step by step, we will make this house the house of our dreams. And if it ends up not working out and it's not something that we can do, then whatever's meant to be will be, is the point. But it's looking like all signs are pointing to buying my mom's house. So that's really exciting, but also a little overwhelming. But yeah, this weekend was just so fun because I was like in the suburbs without kids. Sometimes it's hard to imagine like yourself living in the suburbs without kids, but I was like, I can do this. I can get used to this. Like this is slow, easy, calm, very peaceful energy. And I actually think it would serve me really well to live there without kids first and get myself on the right track. Okay, I just threw on my blue light glasses because a downside of having blue eyes is that my eyes are very sensitive. But I did get a lot of questions about these glasses. I have like 4 different pairs of blue light glasses that I wear all the time. And I wore them on my first episode and I got so many questions. They're Warby Parker blue light glasses. these are the Corby or Corwin. They're Corwin. Yeah. And then the other pair that I wear are the Belmar. I have them linked in my shop. I wear them all the time. They're amazing. You just select like no prescription at the end, and when you're checking out, and you'll select like the blue light option. They're one of the best purchases I've ever made. So that's just an aside about my blue light glasses. Now we're going to move on to the Eras Tour recap because I have a lot to say and a lot of thoughts. So originally I was planning on just going Sunday night in Miami. I had these tickets with my friend Alex, who grew up in Miami, and so we were staying at her family's house, and she's actually the one who like made me a Swiftie, or really was a heavy influence on my transformation to becoming a Swiftie, because in full transparency, I am a late in life Swiftie, which is intimidating because the Swifties are so crazy in the best way. I know there's like a pocket of them that are crazy in a bad way, and I think even Taylor knows that, but it can be an intimidating group to kind of, encroach on. But I really started to take a liking to Taylor when the Eras Tour started. It was obviously all over my TikTok feed. I feel like we can all attest to that. Eras Tour is everywhere when it's in full swing, like it's all over your For You page. And I just started to get like really impressed by her as a performer. And obviously there were some Taylor Swift songs that I really liked, but I started to really get into the lore when the Eras Tour started. And then when she released Midnights, I really fucked with that album. Like I was like, okay, I actually really like this music, because it wasn't all super like lovey-dovey, heartbreak, sad music, which not all of her music is sad music in any way, shape, or form, but a lot of her music is super deep and about her life and her relationships. And some of those songs I couldn't necessarily like relate to at the time, so I wasn't listening to them, and I didn't have an affinity for those songs. But I always loved Reputation. I loved the songs from 1989. I didn't even know Cruel Summer as a song until the Eras Tour started, and it was all over my For You page. So that's like how I started to introduce myself into the Taylor Swift world. And then I started to get really close with my friend Alex, who is Andy's best friend Sebastian's now wife. And so we started to get really close, and she's like a mega Swiftie. Like, I think she's been to 15 Taylor Swift concerts throughout her life. I think she's been to like 5 or 6 Eras tours. I finally came to a breaking point in like April, May, and I was like, Alex, I have to go see the Eras Tour. Like I have to go see it. Like I know it's not going to be forever. I have to go see it. How do we see it? Like I remember I was in esthetician school, and I was like on a break browsing StubHub, and she was like, okay, I have 2 tickets to her show Sunday in Miami. They're like really expensive. I was planning on just going with my mom because I like didn't know anyone who would spend this much money on tickets. Like, do you want to go? And she like told me how much the tickets were, which I'm not going to say how much they were, but we were on the floor in like the 14th row. So you can probably do the math. And I was like, done. I've never made a decision so quickly in my life. I literally Venmo'd her so fast, and it was not a small amount of money. It was a lot of money. I was like, I must go. And thank God her mom was so gracious. Shout out Kara. And in letting me go. They had been to Eras Tour together. So it wasn't like I was taking away their one opportunity to go to the Eras Tour together, but I was very grateful to solidify my attendance at the Eras Tour. So we made these plans in May, and I was so excited. I've been so excited. I was actually like at a point where I was trying to not think about it so much because it was like consuming me. Then when Taylor also started dating Travis Kelce, I started to like love their relationship and like the lore behind their relationship, because I remember I had seen the podcast clip from New Heights where he was like, I went to the Taylor Swift concert and I was sad because I didn't get to give her a friendship bracelet with my number on it. And then like watching their relationship progress and unfold through the media and social media, I just thought it was the cutest thing. Like, she had all these boyfriends in the past who couldn't really handle her fame and almost tried to hide her. And I don't by any means consider myself an expert in her whole dating history, but like I know the general situation with all of her past boyfriends. And it just felt like she's this superstar, this really powerful person who is like, you can just kind of tell also that she's a good person. Like, I see all these TikToks that are like, we made the right person famous. And after seeing her live and her mannerisms, the little glimmers in her eye, like you can tell, even though she's done hundreds of these concerts, it's like every time is the first time for her. Like, you can see the gratitude and the novelty in her eye when she performs. Like, she's incredible. I'll get to that. We had these plans for all these months to go on Sunday. I'm on the plane on Friday. I leave at like 9 a.m. I landed at 12:30. Alex had been texting me the week leading up to the show and the weekend. And we were so excited because originally we were going to have Seb and Andy come and we were going to do like a couples weekend. And then like we were just going to go to the Eras tour, but it just ended up working out better if just the two of us went. And I was so excited to have a girls weekend with her because like we deserved to have special alone time together. And she just got married a month ago and I hadn't even had a chance to like debrief about her wedding with her and her honeymoon and all of those things. But so she was texting me the week leading up and she was like, listen, if I have the opportunity to get us tickets to Friday night, the opening night of the Eras tour, because she had been on a break. So it would be like the first night back at the Eras tour for the home stretch of the shows. She was like, I am going to buy us tickets. So I need to know. And I was down. Like I was, my sentiment to her was that I was down to do that. But in the back of my mind, I was also like, do we really need to go twice? It's the same exact show, pretty much, minus like the surprise songs. Like, do we need to go twice? I was under the impression that we were just going to go one night. Like, to me, it was unfathomable that we were going to go to the Eras tour twice in one weekend. And so she was like, I need to know what is your price limit for these tickets if we can go on Friday, because I have to act quickly if I can get them. And so I gave her a number. Again, in my mind, I was like, there's no way. But I'm on the plane on Friday and Alex texts me. She's like, I need you to land immediately because we are going tonight to the Eras tour. And I am on the plane, shook to my core. I'm like, how the fuck did this girl get tickets? But she is literally an internet sleuth and she's a Swiftie sleuth. Okay, this girl's insane. I love her. She's my craziest friend, but in all of the best ways. I landed at like 1 p.m., got in the Uber to her house. She had already, like, she's a freak. She had already scheduled a car service for us to pick us up at 4:30. So I get to her house at like 1:45. We're immediately like jumping into getting ready. She's so cute also. Like, I felt like I was on a brand trip. She literally had a whole setup for me on the guest room bed of Taylor Swift pajamas, like our little ticket box, Taylor Swift sweatshirt. It was so cute. She's adorable. She's the best host and she always does cute little things like that. She gave me literally a gift on her wedding day. She's just that kind of girl. Like, she's a thoughtful queen. But so I get there, we're immediately jumping into getting ready. She had told me, bring an outfit in case we end up going. I really think that we're going to end up going. So I had brought these sequin boxer pants that I have from Handover that I love. They're like red sequin boxer pants. But again, in my mind, I was like, there's no way we're going. So I didn't go too hard in terms of thinking about a backup outfit. Or a second outfit, rather. I'd obviously had my Sunday outfit planned for a while. But I get there, we're getting ready. I'm like not even able to process that we're going tonight to the Eras tour. I thought we were just gonna like have a chill girls' night and go to sleep. So I get ready. We get picked up by the driver, which was the move, by the way. And I'll get into that too in terms of logistics. Her house to the venue without traffic, like on a normal day, would have been 40 minutes max, like 40, maybe 45 minutes. It took us 2 hours and 10 minutes to get to Hard Rock from her house. The traffic was so insane. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And I'd heard that the traffic was going to be bad, but I could not have prepared myself for the way that the traffic was on Friday night, the opening night of the Eras tour. We get there, we get to our seats. Like I said, on Sunday, we had tickets for the floor. And we were going to be really close to her and like see Taylor really close, which I was really excited for. But Friday night, we get to our seats. Like at this point, I have no idea I don't know where our seats are. I don't know where we're going, what we're doing. Alex is my camp counselor. She has me in full Eras Tour friendship bracelets, like prepared me to the nines. But again, I hadn't even really processed that we were going. So we get there and our seats are so good. They're like right above the floor, like with the best view of the whole stadium. Like I didn't really register that would be a better situation than being on the floor because you can see everything. Like you can see the stage. You have like this kind of panoramic view of everything that's going on. The seats were incredible. Like she absolutely crushed it. But we had like barely eaten. So we literally just got everything on the menu. We got like a huge hot dog. We got pretzel, nachos, like whatever we could get our hands on. We ordered because we hadn't even really had time to eat. The show starts and I am like flooded with emotion. I sobbed my eyes out. Like I haven't cried like that in a really long time. I don't think I've ever really cried like that of happy tears ever, except maybe this weekend when I met Cameron for the first time. But yeah, I was sobbing my eyes out. Taylor pops out of the little like, you know, rainbow, I don't even know, like they look like seashells, like the little people who, her dancers who like wave the thingies. She pops out and oh my God, what a specimen of a person Taylor Swift is. She is so beautiful. I always thought that Taylor Swift was conventionally an attractive, like pretty girl. After seeing her in concert, I literally think she's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my entire life. She walks around and almost like, it's like her body's sparkling. Like, it's not like she has like body glitter on or anything. Maybe she does, but like that's not what it is. It's like this aura about her. Like it's sparkly. Like she is a sparkly person. Taylor Swift is this water bottle embodied. That's the best way I can describe it. This is what her aura is to me. If I were to compare Taylor Swift to an object, it would be this water bottle. I swear to God, this is the best money I've ever spent. Actually, Eras Tour tickets. My wedding planner, Eras Tour tickets, and this water bottle. Best money I've ever spent. I really think that she's one of like the most beautiful people I've ever seen. I also think she has this sexiness to her that I would have never expected. And I think it's also because she's like a little older now. Like I think she's 34. She has this like womanliness to her. And there's something about her beauty that is so relatable. She's a woman. Like she's not this skinny girl with big fake lips. No shade to big fake lips. You just stay with me here. Like a bunch of work done. She's like attainable beauty. She's like a classic, like Marie Antoinette type of like, I can't explain it. Like she's just so beautiful. So that was something that I wasn't expecting because again, I always thought she was like conventionally pretty, but now I'm like, if you were to ask me the most beautiful person walking the planet, I would say Taylor Swift because I feel like I know her better now that I've seen her live, which is a crazy thing to say. I don't know her at all, but like you get what I mean. She comes out, she's beautiful, she's sparkling. I'm flooded with emotion. I can see everything. There's something mystical about being at the Eras Tour. The crowd is so respectful. Everyone's so happy to be there. It's like Disneyland. It's like girlhood Disneyland is the best way to say it. It is magical. The energy is insane. The show starts. It's amazing. We're shoving food in our mouth. I'm so excited for Reputation because my favorite Taylor Swift song is Don't Blame Me. And that's like really what made me need to see the Eras Tour live was all of the clips of her and the vocals that she does in Don't Blame Me, like the high note. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. I just said to Alex before the show, I was like, I need you to just like during Reputation, because like you want to be present at the concert, but you also like want to take videos to remember it. And it's like your natural inclination to like take out your phone and be like, this is amazing, and like take out your phone and videotape it. And I said to Alex, I was like, I just need you to get Don't Blame Me. Like I need that to be like your job. Like, can you just record that? Like you've been to the show a million times. Like this is why I'm here, is because of this song and her vocals on this song. I need to be like fully present, 2 feet on the ground, staring at her and not take my eyes off of her. And I've never been so present for anything in my life than I was for Don't Blame Me. But before we get there, Reputation, obviously there's a lot of lore around it because it's like the only, like she hasn't, done re-recorded Taylor's version of Reputation, and there's been a lot of clowning around Reputation and when she will announce and thus release Taylor's version of Reputation. And there was a lot of like theories and rumors going around about the opening night of the Eras Tour in Miami that we weren't supposed to be at. And she comes out for Reputation, which I'd been so excited for the intro because it's so sick. The Reputation walkout and just like the snake and the slithering, like it is so sick and twisted in the best way. She comes out and it takes a while for the crowd to actually realize what's going on because it's dark and like there's a little spotlight on her, but not enough for the screen to pick it up. She comes out. The light shines on her for Ready For It when she comes out for Reputation. And she's wearing the new bodysuit. And when I say you could not even hear Taylor Allison Swift singing because the crowd absolutely erupted. Like it took people a while. You could almost hear the ripple effect, like a wave of people realizing what was going on and that she was wearing the new bodysuit and everyone just screaming on the top of their lungs. I've never heard people scream like that in my life, including myself and Alex and everyone next to us. Like we were screaming, processing what was going on. It's crazy because right before Reputation, she did Enchanted. And when she walked out, she did this little like smirk. Like she was like she like looked back at it and like her winged eyeliner and she had this like suspicious look on her face. Like she was up to something. Taylor knew she was up to something and she was so excited. You could just see it in her face. I had kind of a feeling something was happening. And it was just the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Like the way people were freaking the fuck out and for good reason. Cause like I've now realized that the Swifties aren't as crazy as I think they are in terms of making shit up. This new bodysuit does mean something. A lot of the things that she does do mean something. There are a lot of things that people look into and it means nothing, but a lot of the times it does mean something. So that was insane. The whole night was insane. It was immaculate. So Friday, done. Saturday, we wake up, we're like, holy shit. We need to like rest all day because leaving the stadium, no one can prepare you for that. We had a driver and he was waiting for us, but we had to walk like half a mile to meet him because all the streets are shut down. Taylor takes security very seriously, and as she should. Like she's literally had like terrorist threats made against her and her shows. Like she wants to protect people. But the crowds were just crazy. It took so long to walk. The show ended at 11:30, so we didn't get home until like 1:30 because it took us like half an hour to walk to the driver. And she performs for 3.5 hours. Like she went on at 8. Show ended at 11:30. That bitch is an athlete. Like you can hate Taylor Swift all you want, but I'm sorry, do you just hate talent? Because you have to be able to acknowledge that performing for 3.5 hours, what is it, 44 songs or something? That takes an insane level of stamina, an insane level of talent that I can't even wrap my head around. And she does it like it's nothing. Like she makes it look effortless. It's really wild. So Friday was insane. Saturday, we were like, we need to be in bed by a reasonable hour. Like we need to protect our energy and our peace in order to be prepared for Sunday. And we had all these plans for Sunday. Alex is so funny. She like doesn't know how to work her phone. So she was like, I want to make all these TikToks, but I don't know how to make them. So like, thank God you're here. Like we need to make these like little cute Eras Tour transition videos. And it was so fun. I honestly felt like I was in high school. Like I felt like I was a little girl again, the way that I was excited about this concert. It like sparked the inner child in me. It was amazing. So Sunday, we had like a completely different experience. It was amazing, but it was just like different. We ended up having the car pick us up at 3:30 because the traffic was, again, insane on Friday. So we were like, okay, Sunday, we need to be like even more prepared so we're not rushing. Sunday, the traffic was non-existent. Like it literally took us 50 minutes. We were there at 4:45. I was like, what the fuck are we going to do for several hours? Like while we wait for her to come on, like what are we going to do? Time ended up flying by because it takes a long time to like walk to and from everywhere. But I wore this outfit that was like a play on the Tortured Poets Department outfit that she wears during I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. So I wore like a bra and high-waisted underwear and a blazer, stockings, and then like I got like a fake version of the Vivienne Westwood necklace that she wears with the spaceship. And I did like a red lip, which, side note, I think I should wear a red lip every day for the rest of my life because I've never looked better. I never looked better. Like Sunday, like I looked honestly prettier than I did at my wedding. Like I was amazed. I need to wear a red lip every day. And if you too are out there and have brown hair and blue eyes, you should also wear a red lip at any given opportunity. So Sunday, we got there super early. The merch line was out of control. Like there was only one place to get merch. And I actually went there in the middle of the concert to see if it got better, but it was still like a 40-minute wait during the concert. So I was just like, I'm just going to order merch online. We got to our floor seats. I was shook again to my core that we were so close to the stage. But there are definitely pros and cons to being on the floor. Like you can't see everything the same way that we could see everything on Friday. So that was kind of like, I think I probably would have been a little bummed if we hadn't also gone on Friday. But again, you don't know what you don't know. So maybe I wouldn't have cared at all. But I see where Alex was coming from in getting us tickets for Friday, because she was like, A, we don't have a ton of opportunities to experience this again. B, I want you to have like another view of the stage. C, she selfishly also wanted to be there for opening night, which now that I got to experience the Reputation bodysuit situation the first night, I'm so happy we went Friday. But the floor experience was honestly incredible. Being so close to the 22 hat girl was also so fun. The 22 hat thing is like so cute and makes me cry every time. During the concert, Taylor had the Chiefs game playing throughout the stadium, which was adorable, an adorable touch. But they were playing the 49ers, which is obviously who they played in the Super Bowl. And they won the game. And Taylor, for the closing song, she does Karma. And me and Alex were just like naturally singing the song. I got it on video. We were singing Karma. And we just naturally said, Karma is the guy on the Chiefs. And Taylor said it. And it was, I think, the only time that she's ever said Karma is the guy on the Chiefs when Travis wasn't actually at the concert. So that was also a really cool thing to experience. And you could tell she clearly, during her outfit changes or something, like found out that they won, or like, I can just picture her going back there and being like, what's the score? Like trying to understand like where the game was at. So the whole thing was just adorable. And Taylor Swift is a superstar, athlete, lyricist. Like I now have such an appreciation for so much of her music that I didn't have an appreciation for before going to the show. I did like feel a little left out during like these surprise songs because I didn't know all of her music. Like I don't know her whole catalog of music, and seeing everyone like sing all of the words to all of her songs and these songs that I didn't even know what they were. It just made me want to get more into her music and explore like her whole discography. Is that the word? I think that's the word. Yeah, she's brilliant. She is a good person. We made the right person famous, and she deserves every good thing that happens to her. But I am honestly really excited for her to wrap up this last leg of the Eras Tour, because all good things have to come to an end. She's finally at this amazing place in her life. She's reached this insane level of success and notoriety. She has this amazing boyfriend who loves her, who stands by her. I just want her to like have a second to like appreciate and like live her actual life and not just the life that she lives on stage for all of her fans. I want her to live the life that she lives offline, you know what I mean? And like get to have all of those amazing moments that like we as, you know, normal lay people have, like spending time with our family and friends and our significant others and whatnot. So I'm excited for that for her, but I am sad knowing that I probably won't ever, you know, I won't ever go to the Eras Tour again because it's going to end. But I will probably see her again in concert. So that is the good news. And I'm sure that she will take elements from the Eras Tour and infuse them into her future concerts or tours that she does later in her life. But overall, 15 out of 10 experience. I wouldn't have wanted to experience it with anyone other than Alex. We literally looked like a couple the entire time. I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought that we were a couple. She's like one of those friends where, you know, you have friends like you like don't touch. Like my best friend, Sarah Langsam. Like we don't like touch. I mean, like I make her like hug me and love me like and show affection. But Alex is like one of those friends where it's like we were holding hands the whole night. Like we were hugging the whole night, like kissing each other on the cheek, like having the best time of our lives and being so lovey-dovey. And it was just so fun to experience that with her. And I had the best time. Alex, if you're seeing this, I love you so much. And you're literally one of my favorite people ever. So that's a wrap on the Eras Tour. By the time you see this, Andy will have run the New York City Marathon. I'm very excited for him. He has a goal. He has a plan. He has been training for this for months. It's been incredible to watch him train for this. He is such a machine. And I'm so excited to watch him run this and hopefully hit his goal. And I just hope that his end time starts with a 2. So if we can all just channel that. Again, this will have already happened, but I'm just sending Andy a lot of good energy, and I know that he's going to crush it no matter what happens. I'm so proud of him, but I'm so excited to watch. The New York City Marathon always makes me emotional, even though I only watch it where I live in Greenpoint. But this time I'll be running around, trying to find him in as many places as I can. But yeah, that's a wrap. An hour just flew by, so maybe the morning podcast slots are for me. I love you guys so much. I want to end every episode with, what am I doing to make my days a very nice day? And I love asking you guys what you do to make your day a very nice day. And I love asking guests what they do to make every day a very nice day, because it can range from something really small to something that's a fun, exciting plan that they're looking forward to. And so today, to have a very nice day, I chatted with you guys, which is so fun, but I'm going to dinner with friends tonight at the Corner Store, and I'm so fucking excited to try the Corner Store. So next week, maybe I'll do a little recap of that, because it's very hyped. And I'm very excited to see if it lives up to the hype. So we will see, and I'll get back to you guys. But that's what I'm doing today to make today a very nice day. And whatever you're doing, wherever you are, I hope you have a very nice day, and I love you. Let me know if you guys have any feedback. I'm excited to have some more guests on and also keep doing these solo episodes. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to listen and watch. And I love you. We'll be back next week. Mwah.